Hi, it's me again with Corel Draw Tips and Tricks Part 4. Either I'm not explaining something or the gentleman just doesn't get it, and that's understandable. I'm not any, he wanted to do a phone call today, and I apologize. I was just swamped and don't know when I'm going to be in the house and around the computer. And he's having trouble after so I'm going to start from scratch. He's having trouble after he if you haven't watched all these, you're going to be a little bit confused. But I'm going to nudge these out of the way. He says it doesn't matter if they're touching. The only thing is that because he can nest them back together later. So I'm going to move some things around. And it's a pretty neat snow. Okay, there's a shadow line or a ghost line. So we're going to get all these parts and see there's another one. That might be part of the problem. See, it's got lines on top of lines. I hadn't noticed that before because I hadn't really moved them around. So maybe that's what one of the problems is. I was actually thinking that some of these were stuck together. See, there's another ghost line. So just delete them. I'm just going to another one, kind of move everything around so I can have another one. So I can have them separate. And I'm nudging, and I could move these by hand. Let me just move a couple. See, that might be the problem. It's got the old, if I move it, look at that. It's got the old power clip from the original try he did in there. So that's good that we're getting rid of them. And I'm just going to move that. So I'm just separating them so we can see that's good that we're getting rid of these things. I'm just trying to get them separated so we can contour them. And I'm almost glad I did this just to see there's another one. Now, one thing we could probably do right now is go to view and wireframe and see there's a bunch of old stuff in there. So let's try getting rid of the old stuff. And he will have the original copy, hopefully, that he maybe never did this to. I was hoping I moved him enough to get rid of it. Let's just view again. Tell you what, I'm going to just grab. Yep. And I don't know if I don't know what. See, I don't understand the parts. Like, what is that? I'm going to say that's one part, so I'm just going to delete that line. So that might be the old one. So I think we have all the parts that are just clear. We can put them a little bit close. Well, that's an old part because it had a line through it. So let's get these a little bit closer. So we've got this done, and there's either a duplicate part or, and now let's go back to view and enhance. Okay. He wants to cut these out this size, but he wants the cut line a little bigger or a little inside of that so it won't have any edges of white. I don't understand this because this doesn't have white in it. So we're going to take all these, and if we go to object right or effects right now and contour, it's not going to contour. But we can try this. One, we can group it together, or two, we can go to object and shaping. No, that's not contour. So we're going to have to group these together. Control G. Now, if you look, it does it. So I don't remember how much. Let's say 0.25 of an inch. One step, rounded corners to the outside. Tell you what I want to do. Before I do that, I want to make all these black. Now I'm going to contour them in red. But I think it did it to the inside. I want them to the outside. So I'm going to contour to the outside. And I need it to be a hairline. And because some of these, see, some of these are touching. So let's back up here. I need to ungroup them. And this is going to be a long video. And if you have no reason to ever do this, just stop watching. So let's group it back. There's one more part that won't be too close. Group them back together, Control G. Oh, I backed up so far, so it's 0.25. Outside, rounded corners. There we go. Now, go up to Object and break the contour apart. If we grab the inside, it should grab the black. And I'm going to set my nudge factor on like 40 inches. Let's go 45. If I grab the inside, it's going to do just that. Okay, this is the bigger one. Correct? If we look and we put them back over there, it's on the outside. So that, and I'm also going to make it a hairline. Go up to Object and make it a hairline. You need to, if you're going to keep doing this, you need to set your pen tool to, with nothing selected, graphic, and set it to hairline, regardless of millimeters. I've changed it to inches. So this is the bigger one. Let's hope these all fit, and they don't. For the video, I'm going to make this actually a little bit bigger. So I could have done a better job. Anyway, these are grouped together. Now, this might be the problem we had. I did it on part 3. I'm going to go intersect. Then I'm going to move those up. That's just the lettering, okay? But I'm afraid when we ungroup this, see, it's not, it's, so we need to go back to do what we did in part 3. It's painstaking, I realize, but you're going to have to do them all at one time. I mean, one at a time. I'm going to break the curve apart. So now I'm going to grab my first red one, shift select my item, and intersect it, and then move it up. That is the enlarged graphic. Now, I'm going to move this out of the way. And then we're going to take our second one. Hold down the shift, intersect. And if I was going to do this a lot, it's amazingly just black. Doesn't have any green on it. But I want to move it out of the way so I won't think I have to do it again. Okay, grab the item first, shift select the graphic, and now you have this. All right, let's say we've done them all. To save time in the video, I'm going to just nudge them out of the way. Now, these will correlate with those. So I'm going to turn these red now. And because I nudged, I can nudge them right there. And now look, they're on the inside, maybe too much. Maybe that 1/4 inch is too much. But it's the 1/4 inch is regardless, because this is the size that the sticker was supposed to be. And then what he's having trouble with is I'm going to go to Object and Group and Ungroup, and then grab these items and group them together, and then you can move them around at will. Put them wherever you want. Control G to group, move them around at will. Control G to group. Now we might have got that, but we can get it out of the way, and that's actually 5mm line. We can move these around, grab that, Control G. I might still have that other piece and I don't. So now I'm thinking that's the problem. He could not move them after he did the line. But if you did them all, the red line is the true part of the logo, and this is cut off. That way, in case there's something, he said white, but there's no white in the graphic. But it is, that way it's going to cut it, Ryan, and this will be all waste material. And then he was, I guess I don't know how this works. Is he going to print it like this? So you could put all these together and stack them and nest them together to save material. But I don't know if they have to match up this order, this design. I don't know if this design has a something to it. Does this piece need to be all black, or does this piece need to be, in here? So let's take that, shift select the item, intersect, and now let's nudge and see, look, we have a black and white. And see, that cut line is right on the edge. Now, I might have moved something, but here's my graphic. There it is. Whoop. So I did, I moved. That's why you never want to move anything. But if we put that in there close enough, and that's why you want to nudge the whole time you're doing this. And then that'll work. If this does not help you, we'll set up if I do not understand what you're asking, email me in the morning, and tomorrow afternoon we can maybe make a phone call. I hope that helped, and thank you for watching.